Hello, it's Dr. Naz here. This is video number 2 of my pregnancy circuit. This video is all about muscles that make up your core. This will be really helpful to understand these muscles. So when you are sitting, you're standing, you're squatting to pick up your laundry, you're squatting to maybe get up from out of a chair, you'll know how to work those deep core muscles so that your back doesn't hurt. So there's 4 different muscles that I want to discuss in this video. I'll go through each of them, I'll introduce each of them, and then we'll build on each of them as a progression. So by the 4th muscle, we'll be holding all of them together. I don't necessarily want you to be like squatting down like this. You could be sitting in a chair, you could be standing to do this, whatever position is really comfortable for you. So the first muscle that we're going to discuss is called your pelvic floor. Now your pelvis is like a ring. It's made up of 3 innominate bones that come together, they're fused together, and the bottom of that bowl is your pelvic floor muscles. They're kind of shaped like this. They surround your urinary system and your rectal system. So when you activate these muscles, that area lifts upward. Now this is especially important for pregnancy as it will help with your delivery. So when you activate these muscles, it's almost like you're cutting off the flow of urine. I think that's a really easy way to think about this, or on the opposite end of things if you're like holding in gas. So when you're doing this, you want to make sure that your glutes or your butt muscles are not activating and only the pelvic floor is lifting. If you think of your pelvic floor as an elevator, going up to the 4th floor would be like maximal contraction. Just want to go to the 2nd floor so that it's like a 50% contraction. So I want you to do this with me as we're counting out loud. You should be able to breathe through all of this. So go ahead and lift those pelvic floor muscles and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. On your relax, you should feel like only that pelvic floor region was lifting and lowering. You don't want to feel like your butt muscles were engaging or you're tightening your belly. We'll get to that next. The second muscle of your deep core is your lower abdominals or your transverse abdominis. This muscle is like your body's natural brace. It's going to start in the back of your lumbar spine and then wrap around the front to help protect you. So if you ever see people wearing those like belly braces, you have a natural one. The way to activate this muscle, find your 2 hip bones in the front, those little bony things right there. And then what you're gonna do is think of like cinching those 2 areas together. You're not clenching down like you're doing a crunch, you're not sucking in, you're just tightening that area. Or imagine like someone were to come and give you a little sucker punch in the gut. What would you do? You'd brace for impact. So now we're gonna tighten that muscle, and then you're gonna add your pelvic floor and do those 2 together with me. Throughout all of this, you should be able to breathe and count out loud. So go ahead and count with me as you're tightening those muscles for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. The 3rd muscle I'm going to talk to you about is called your multifidus. Think of this as like protection from the back. So we had the pelvic floor that protects you from the bottom, the lower abs that protect you from the front, and now we're going to go into these protectors from the back called your multifidus. They're tiny little rotator muscles that travel all the way up at every segment of your spine. What they do is they help extend your back and they help you rotate to the opposite side. When you lift these muscles, it's almost like you're pinching your back together. This is a common muscle that is inactive in people that suffer from low back pain. So they're kind of shaped up like this. They go all the way up to the neck level. When you activate these muscles, it's like you're growing tall like a tree, or think of a string pulling your head up towards the ceiling and you're just growing like an inch or so. And then what I like to do to ensure that I'm activating the right muscles is just as I'm sitting tall, take those fingertips and then just give your thighs a gentle push. That way when you do this, you don't want to be hiking your shoulders up, you're still keeping them relaxed. But now you feel those lower abdominals engaged too. So now you're holding all of them together. And then the last thing we need to do is add that pelvic floor because it's not going to activate on its own. So go ahead and lift your pelvic floor. Don't squeeze your glutes. Let's hold all of these now together for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And take your fingers off. You're still in good posture, but now come off of it like 10%. Last muscle is really easy. It's your core muscles of your neck. All you're doing here is trying to get the ears in line with the shoulders, shoulders in line with the hips. If you maintain that posture when you're bending over to pick something up, when you're standing, if you practice this throughout the day, when you're sitting for a long period of time, your back will do better in the long run. So to get those deep neck flexors to activate, what you're feeling here is just a lump in the throat. You're just doing a gentle head nod, like you're nodding your head yes, but you're not looking down. You're just doing a little chin tuck sort of movement. It's very minimal, so all you should feel is a little lump in the throat. And now let's go back to the basics. So we're gonna grow tall, take those fingers and push into your thighs. That's how I get my lower abs and my multifidus muscles to contract together. I just sit nice and tall, push into the thighs. Now I know I'm activating them and I feel them tighten in the front and the back. Add that pelvic floor, lift the pelvic floor, and then tuck your chin just slightly and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. If you notice, my voice got a little different when I was holding that because it tightens up around your throat. So that's normal. What I want you to do is practice this 10 times for a 10-second hold throughout the day. It's not meant to be done all at once. It's meant to be practiced so that it becomes a habit to get into this nice, good posture. Especially as the belly gets bigger, this is natural, but we can still try to activate those muscles so we don't put too much strain on those back muscles. My next video will be all about belly breathing and activating the muscles of your diaphragm. If this was helpful, subscribe to my channel and I will see you next time. Thanks for listening.